Good day. Thank you for joining us for today's news. If you find this helpful, please consider subscribing. We're here every day with calm, clear updates just for you.
Early Saturday morning, a large chemical spill in Wigram, Christchurch, triggered a swift emergency response. Fire and Emergency New Zealand was called to a commercial building on McAlpine Street. Shortly after 4 a.m., crews arrived around 4:20 a.m. and are working to neutralize the spill. While no injuries have been reported, the incident has caused road closures in the area, and residents are being advised to avoid the site. Authorities are still confirming which roads are affected, the type of chemical, environment, and public health, and the impact on the environment and public health is still being assessed. Local residents have expressed concern over the potential effects of the spill, calling for more transparency from officials, emergency services to manage the safety's Kokai, the need for strict chemical safety protocols in industrial settings, and highlights the importance of community awareness and preparedness in the face of such incidents.
Hassan Ali Said, the mastermind behind a $60 million advance fee fraud, has been sentenced to 6.5 years in prison after a 14-year legal battle. The case, led by Auckland-based lawyer Mark van Leeuwarden, highlights the challenges of international fraud in families.
The family and community of Kaea Karauria are preparing for a Hīkoi to call for justice and safer streets for children. Police continue their investigation into his murder. With two individuals, Arid's mother has urged the public to come forward with any information.
Prime Minister Christopher Luxon is calling on New Zealand to embrace development and progress in a bold effort to retain its citizens and curb the growing trend of Kiwis moving to Australia, speaking at the National Party's and yes, more often emphasizing the importance of creating jobs in Christchurch. Luxon. He criticized so-called activists who oppose developments in key sectors like housing, agriculture, and mining, arguing that these stances are holding the country back. Luxon also addressed the exodus of 30,000 New Zealanders to Australia last year, countering opposition. His speech came amid the announcement of a U.S. trade tariff increase, which he said must be met with resilience and proactive lawmaking rather than passivity. Luxon also highlighted plans to streamline the process for obtaining concessions on the K3 decision-making. Another key proposal was the introduction of fees for foreign visitors to high-traffic tourist sites, with New Zealanders exempt. As the National Party looks ahead to the 2026 year, New Zealand must ensure prayer, progress, and assure its people have the opportunities and security they deserve at home.
Amo Jr. Ione Papali, 21, has been sentenced to 11 months of home detention for a fatal crash that resulted in the death of Aisha Haramaya on Auckland's North Shore. The incident, which occurred in a 50 km/h, caused a power outage and injured 3 others. Judge Paul Murray emphasized the recklessness of Papali's behavior, despite his admission of guilt and the family's forgiveness. The case highlights the importance of accountability and the devastating consequences of impaired judgment behind the wheel.
In a highly anticipated showdown, the Wallabies take on the British and Irish Lions in what could be the final match of Joe Schmidt's tenure as coach, with the Lions seeming one step away from Beef Sabikoff. Key players like Joseph Alcuso Suali will be under the spotlight as both teams battle for pride and legacy. The stakes are high, and the rugby world is watching closely.
The New Zealand economy is facing significant challenges, with rising unemployment and unexpected inflation casting doubt on the government's economic strategy. While critics on both the political left and right question and strong agricultural commodity, falling interest rates, and strong recent setbacks, the long-term fundamentals of the economy remain strong, and the right policies could lead to a more stable and productive future.
A gang leader is on trial for allegedly orchestrating a $20 million meth import while in prison. Prosecutors claim he maintained leadership TV. The defense challenges these inferences, arguing there's no direct evidence. Hīkoi.
The New Zealand government is under fire for proposing changes to election rules that could restrict voter Registration on election day, critics include commentator Shane Tipu and former Neve Chadi leader Judith Collins argue the move is undemocratic and aimed at disenfranchising young and politically. The proposal comes as the government faces declining public support and mounting pressure to address concerns over the erosion of democratic rights.
The All Blacks are preparing to make several strategic changes to their squad as they gear up for the Rugby Championship. Coach Scott Robertson is considering, with the return of Tamaiti Williams and Wallace Satiti expected to strengthen the team, injury concerns and competition for spots in the loose forwards, wings, and halfbacks are all set. With the Rugby Championship looming, the All Blacks have a crucial opportunity to address weaknesses and build a stronger team.
That's all for today's news. We appreciate your time. If you enjoyed this update, please consider subscribing. Your support helps us keep going.